Wow, we're live. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Look at my face. It's too bright. Oh my god. I've been trying to like adjust this light and thank God for auto exposure, man. It makes your life either difficult or look at that. Suddenly the power just gone. Oh my god, it's so hard to go live without any assistance. And again, we've been doing tests for a while now. And yeah, this is when you get when you do things complicated. you do you do simple things and you make it complicated. All right, so yeah. Oh dear. Um, Good evening, sessionistas and photogs. My name is Chris Calumbiran and I'm the chief photographer and founder of Chris Calumbiran FZE. Please visit our website, chriscalumbiran.com, and follow us on our instagram.com/Chris Calumbiran FZE, and living the photog's life. Oh dear, what a nice weekend, what a nice day, what a nice week. Fully loaded. Well, successful in a sense that personally I would love to, it's kind of like it's a personal gauge. I It feels successful, I know, but in some numbers definitely if you are counting, it's kind of like okay. But the feeling, the not the aesthetic but the kinesthetic that surrounds everything with the week that I have, if I am going to rate it, it is 100%. I have spent my week and my weekend working and with friends and with family and with loved ones, and I just enjoyed it. Life is good, you know. It's just the matter how you take it or how you react on it. Oh dear, do I have something for you guys? Um, our topic for today, or tonight perhaps, is 10 things no photographer wants to hear. 10 things no photographer wants to hear. Ano nga ba yung mga topic or ano nga ba yung mga phrases or things that you would rather not hear during a job or during a coverage, during an event? Ano ba yung mga sinasabi sa atin ng mga guests or ng mga friends na hindi alam, who doesn't know anything about photography, and how do we deal with that? How do we tackle that? Well, the article came from expertphotography.com and it was written by Mr. Joshua Dunlop. Well, in my style, in this type of things, I kind of like look for interesting articles that I can share you guys regarding photography, regarding the business of photography, through the client side and also through the photographer side. Nowadays, it's just that it happened that this really relates to us photographers. And this really hits the spot, ika nga. Medyo masakit pagka narinig nyo. Uh, and this episode is brought to you by Photog's Life T-shirt. Yon, Photog's Life T-shirt. We have a merch for you guys. If you're a photographer, you will enjoy having Photog's Life T-shirt. Photog's Life is not only about my life; it's about our life. It's about our struggles. It's about our challenges, in photography, how we solve problems and how we tackle the problems, how resilient we are when it comes to assignments. This shirt gives us inspiration and feel makes us feel that we are one of the greats. So, Photog's life. Stealth series. Oh my goodness. You know, I will share you, some of the shirt. Yeah, Photog's life. It comes with, it comes with a really nice packaging. It comes with a lovely box. And the model is not included. Erika Burica, amazing lady, very talented photographer. And, we will be discussing a lot of 10 things that, oh dear, a photographer doesn't want to hear. Oh, no photographer wants to hear. All right. Number 1. Let's go for it, man. Number 1. Not allowed. You are not allowed to take photographs here. You are man, number 1, when someone told you you're not allowed to take photographs here. Well, I would like to say, or I would like to vouch for us photographers, if there is any decree, if there's any rule, if there's any law that protects us, maybe in Western countries, or maybe back in Philippines, or maybe the free speech thing, the article something something, that can protect us or allow us to be creative in such and such. I wish there is a law here in our host country that makes us okay to shoot. But what I know is we are just not allowed to shoot people who are not willing to be on your photograph. Otherwise, we will get in trouble. Also, we are not allowed to shoot structures by itself, because structures and architecture is basically copyrighted. And, what a lovely shirt, man. Cityscape. It's rubberized, it's acrylic, and it is fantastic. It's a silhouette of the Dubai cityscape, the pride of the leadership, the Burj Khalifa, and wow, the most photographic city of them all, which is Dubai in the UAE. Oh dear, oh dear. You are not allowed to shoot here, my friend. I was a location manager for a long, long time. I do provide location permits, park permits, and Um, knock on doors to, whoever villa it is who is interesting for an advertisement of photography or of TVC. TVCs are nightmares for me because you get like 50 people. You have to convince the owner 50 people are coming to in your house with trucks and 100,000 tons of electricity flowing towards your house. And is yes and no, because most of the time, if just the people needs to be used to it, to be using their property for a shoot, and you need to pay top dollar or top dirhams to do that. And also when you're shooting outdoors, you need to be really respectful to locals, to our friends, to our host country, that we need to be respectful enough to ask or to know common sense if they're willing to be taken photograph of. Otherwise we'll get in trouble. It's a hefty fine, more than 10,000 dirhams, I believe. I will do my research into that and I will share you guys later. Okay, number 2. Number two of the things no photographer wants to hear. Take my photo, please. Hello, my friend, take my photo. Or, "Psst, hey, take my photo." You know, I do have a solution for that. You know, I designed, the t-shirts that you have has an option. The t-shirt that you can buy has options to put your name into it, Like for example, Mr. Adonis from Ventology HQ, shout out to you guys. This is not an approved design, but it's something to be an example of. Like for example, Mr. Joey of Captura, he placed his Captura logo behind the shirt, and you can also put your name. You can also put your um, name on the shirt, so that next time if you're in an event, you have your first name on your shirt, and they will call you on your first name, and you will not be you will not be like catcalled, like "Psst, uy," or "Hey, excuse me," something like that, because you do have your name on your shirt. And it having a shirt like this, having a photography t-shirt like a security t-shirt, for example, makes you look like, makes you official. It makes you official. It's not just, it's a personality shirt, it's a personalized shirt, and you can request, send me a PM. You can request a design. You can let me know what you want, the specs, what you like, and we will be able to help you and assist you, what kind of shirts you would need. It's made out of a breathable 100% cotton. um, we are also going to venture on breathable, or shall I say, the sportswear, the polyester, or the dry fit shirts. We're going to venture into that also, so that during the warm season, you would be able to be comfortable even if you're sweating during a shoot. You know, those are another way to be comfortable during work, when you're shooting. Number three, my friend. My friend, can you send me that, please? My friend, can you send me that photo? Can I have a copy? Can you Bluetooth that? Can you Wi-Fi that? Oh dear, the things that running in my head whenever I hear that. First and foremost, you are hired to photograph, to cover the event. And the person or the entity that would receive your photographs, first and foremost, except for instructions, is your client. Your client, whoever hired you, should have the photographs first and foremost. And you have to submit those. And you don't want to be a part of the you don't need to be a part of, shall I say, uh, making a mess of the posting. You know, um, it's kind of like, you're preempting. That's the word, preempting the post, and the oh my goodness, what are those words, man? The possibility and the chance of your client to post the image on the right time. You don't want to preempt that. So you basically explain that person, I will submit this to the client, or I will submit this to the organizers, and the organizers, you can request it to the organizers itself. Most of the time, I can get away with that if I find that person really appealing, or if I find that person really helpful, or if he tends to be a nice contact. I will basically send him or her a photograph. Otherwise, you have no, I took your photograph, you're in the event, I'm just doing my job. I will submit this to the client, and you can request it to the organizer or the client itself. Sometimes it's really difficult to, shall I say, say that, especially if it's if it's you have to like repeat and repeat yourself. Otherwise you have to bring your, tape recorder and play it and then listen to this. I'm not supposed to send this to you because this photograph belongs to the client. Let the client send you, or let the organizer send you the photographs, request it. And it's just, I relate to this too much because I cover a lot of events. And I event you know the next event that you have, they start hating you. Chris, I've never seen my photograph. Where are my photographs? And you will end up having that kind of an awkward situation. And other than that, I love them to bits. I serve them, and I interact with them socially. And that's the thing. It's just a way for you to charm your way out of that situation. Whew. So what shirt is good for that? I would go for, can you send me that? Can you send me that? I would go for final edit. Final edit that PSD. Oh my goodness, you've been retouching the whole week and getting your clients, satisfied with the edit, and it's 13 times during that day you've been editing, and you still haven't reached that climax of the finishing. PSDs, man. My goodness. Number, where are we? Okay, I can skip number 4 because it's kind of like I've got an idea for a photo. It's all right. Listen to your friend. If they have a nice idea, then why not? You can. It's a good conversation starter. It means that they are interested to speak to you. I've got an idea for a photograph. Once your friend tells that to you, it means that they're interested. They're starting a conversation. It's kind of like a conversation piece. You know, Having a friend or having someone know you as a photographer, they are excited to see you, and they are kind of like starting a conversation because they just want to have a photograph taken by you because you're special. You're a photographer. You're a great photographer. They have access to you, and they're using that kind of forward to rather interact with you. I got this French guy in, who is always like this in, whenever I see him, and I bump into him in the elevator, and he was saying, how you, uh, he's a teacher, in another school near our place, and I said, oh, I was so tired, and I told him I just finished the class, and rough night, and suddenly his face lit up. Oh, I didn't know you're a photographer. Oh my goodness, it's very interesting. Nice to see you. And it's kind of like a nice interaction with a stranger. And shall I say, you never know because photography can lead in a good it can have a good lead to photo to different people, to other people, to give you, suddenly you become like, oh, I ignore you, and suddenly you become special. It's something like that. It's something special. It can it can lead to good relationships and friendships, you know with strangers. And it's also like a conversation starter, having your portfolio on your phone, not showing up, not being a show off, but it's just like sometimes you wish you have your portfolio. I put my portfolio on my phone just in case I meet a potential client. So we'll have a nice conversation starter. Tell a story about your a recent project that you have done, or if you're doing an elevator pitch to someone who you think might finance your work. this thing. So it's nice to have your portfolio on your phone or an idea on your phone, so that you can do an elevator pitch, anytime. I've got an idea for a photo. Okay. All right. Sweet. Number 5. Can I have all the rejected photos, please? Or in other words, can I have all the raw photos, please? This is quite skepty. I never give even the rejected images. Because the last thing you do, you see, if you have 10 photographs that you have taken and you displayed it on your website, two of them or only one of them is off or out of focus or not sharp, or something's wrong with it technically, you will be judged. You will be judged as a person, you will be judged as a photographer, you will be judged as per your taste. So it's better to pre-select the images that you have before sending it to a client, even if you think that it's crucial to have these photographs, the not proper the improper exposure things, because they requested it. No, I will only send a bracket. The bracket, maybe in one photograph there will be 5 images that you have bracketed. um I will never send an out of focus, I will never send a test shot, I will never send something that was done by mistake. I will send them a short list of the not selected images as well, not that those shots that are not chosen, but if only if they requested to. And you need to be careful, on how or what you send, because after that person or that client got that photograph, and then they tag you, and they have no idea what to post. They think, subjectively, and it can end up ruining, or not ruining, but it's a thin line, because these things you don't have to stress about because it's such a small thing. What I'm trying to say is, on your, in practice or on a habit, what you try to do is try to be careful what you post or what you publish. One photograph can ruin your career, or one photograph can embellish your, what do you call this, your taste. You know, they say, wow, you have nice equipment, but man, the way you select images, oh dear. You get like a eye roll. To avoid the eye roll, be careful with the photographs that you post. You know, always think of, oh, my image, if it's not this, it's embarrassing. be be like Maarte, Okay, where am I? Okay, I hate having my photograph taken. Please stop. I don't want my photo taken, Okay, fine. I will not take your picture. Why not? Why will I force myself to you? If someone says no, it's a no. Otherwise, you'll be accused of rape or harassment, photography harassment. If someone says no, don't take the photograph. If- okay, fine. Let's go back to the topic. I hate my photographs taken. Okay, if they say that, it must be true. Because some people, even if they are attractive in person, they look stupid in photographs. That's why there's this term called photogenic, you know, being photogenic. And most of the time, I just don't touch this subject, or I just don't touch this person, or I just don't try to work on this person, because there are some couple or a few people that, I kind of like, I thought that they are a potential headshot client. It's kind of like when they start saying, "Oh, I hate my photograph being taken because I don't really look good on photographs." And then and then in you charm in like, "Oh, maybe you haven't found your right photographer yet." Oh, then you'll have that kind of, interaction. And if you dare that, then suddenly they're right. It means you lose the bet. It means you lose the bet. You eventually, oh dear, you're so ugly. You were right. I wished I believed you. I wish I didn't force to, I didn't force you to, myself to waste my time to take your photograph. Oh dear, what was I thinking? If they say I hate my photograph being taken, leave it to that, and don't force it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, where are we? Okay, number seven. Number seven. You must have a great camera. Wow, you take nice photographs. Your camera must be, thousands of megapixels, something like that. What if you tell a chef, Chef, you cook nice, your food is really good. Maybe you have a good stove. It's not the tool, it's the user, it's the artist, it's the photographer, it's not the camera. You know, I've always say, it doesn't matter what camera I'm using as long as it's functional and as long as it's reasonable, that I can control it or manipulate it so I can take that photograph. It's more of the composition, it's more of the light, it's more of the selection that you will present. You know, it's a make or break situation. Again, you go back to that taste. You go back to that anticipation. You go back to those decision and the problem solving. The problem is, how can I take great photograph? How can I take a nice image? That's always the problem once you have your camera, once you're in the job. So what makes a good photographer great is the taste, is the selection, is the anticipation, is the decisions that you create while you're holding that piece, while you're holding that camera. That's why when someone tells you you have a great camera, you say, "Oh, you must have nice shoes because you're standing straight." Which is right. If you have a crooked shoe, you won't be able to stand straight. Anyways, it's something like this. But again, these things like this, you just brush it off. Brush it off. And try to like have a nice conversation out of that. Whew. Number 8. Can you Photoshop that, please? Or can you make me thin? Or can you shed some pounds? Or can you take off these wrinkles? Those things. I remember last week, last night, sorry. Last night we were doing an event coverage. So it's a second year of an event coverage that we were working with this a client of mine, and I brought my one of my favorite second shooter assistant, Arvin. And Arvin was like, um, can you make me thinner on my photographs? And he answered, "Oh, the last person that I made thinner end up in the hospital." I couldn't stop laughing because I never had I never had an answer to that always. I never always have an answer to that. And it ends up getting like, leaving a flattering comment. And, it's kind of like, no, you're not fat. You're okay. Well, how do what do you call me if you're fat? Can you make me, be thin? Can you make me, shed some weight? And the way he answered that, the last person that we have, that I made thin, end up in the hospital. Oh dear, fun times, fun times. Number nine. Oh dear, number nine. Um, I tell you which photo, image is best. You know, do you mind bringing your camera with you? Oh man, you're invited to a party. Oh brother, can you please come to my party? You are invited. Please bring your camera. What a cheapskate, man. What a cheapo. It's available in black and white. Shameless plug. It's available in black and white, my dear. So please, if you want to order, PM is the key. Oh dear. This photograph, or the graphic that you see, is the first handheld camera. Usually cameras are on tripods and it's heavy, and the first handheld camera was invented during 1819. And during that time, photographs are always important during an event or during an occasion. So that is a party invite for photographers. They're always invited since 1819 because they have their camera and they need to cover that event. Oh dear, my dear. Number 10. Last but not the least, you know, when are these going to be on Facebook? Wow. And you are, not just taking photographs, but you're also a social media expert. When are these going to be on Facebook? Oh dear, oh dear. Um, just tell a lie. Just lie. Oh yeah, tomorrow, no problem. And suddenly you see her in the next week you see her. You said you going to post it in photos on Facebook. Oh my God. These are health risk. All of occupational hazard, occupational risk. Um, how to get away with this? Always, put the blame on the organizer. Tell them, wait for the organizer to post them, and they will post it for you. Not a problem. They will, since you are on the mailing list, I'm sure, you will end up having your photograph there, and they will tag you. Always put it on the organizer, because the organizer is the one who is responsible on posting that on social media, and not the photographer, because you're not going to preempt or take the opportunity of the client to post it on their page. You know what I mean? It's not yours unless it's theirs. Did I make sense? It's not yours unless they post it. Once they post it, then you can put it on your portfolio. Do not preempt the posting. Do not preempt the PR. Do not preempt the media, the media buyout, because they paid for that space. They paid for that media. They paid for that poster. And the direction that they would like, it is only ethical, or it's only professional for us to wait for that official post and use that official post for our portfolio, you know. But except after a year, or after 5 years, or after a few months, or after a few years, you would be able to use those images. I mean, I'm just talking for on my end. I don't know how it works for other photographers or for all other advertising photographers, because most of the time, not most of the time, because sometimes there are NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, that you will be signing before the photo shoot, and you are not allowed to use those images. Make sure that you ask for more money, because you will not end up using those images even as your portfolio. But it will not stop you to show those privately to your clients. That will not stop you to show those photographs to your client, as long as no one will know. As long as no one will know, that's the thing. No other people will know, not publicly. Awesome. Wow. That was a great run. Thank you very much, guys, for having me. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for, supporting the channel. Please, you can support the channel by, purchasing shirts, purchasing our, ordering merch from our store on facebook.com/photogslife. And you will see, different in our shop. You will see different designs of the shirts, and I'll be obliged to assist you on finding or designing the right shirt for you. Like for example, my friend, this Raw plus JPEG, you know this since 2008 shirt, you know, because I became a full time photographer after the crash of the 2008. Oh dear, oh dear. So, man, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please do send me a PM. Send me a comment on this video. It's nice to hear from you guys. I always appreciate you guys, returning the favor of contacting me or speaking with me on the private messages, and it means a lot. Your comments, your positive comments, your positive thoughts, the likes that you say, that you leave, because it only keeps the channel, it gives the channel a purpose to continue, for us to work hard, because I know for a fact that there are some listeners out there who like to support people like us, content creators. So thank you very much, and God bless. Let me see. I would like to say thank you to Miss Jane Serrano, Mr. Pablo Santos, Anthony Melendres, Kashish Dang, Richard, Terrence, man. Wow, man, you're a wicked person, Terrence. Anthony, man, thank you. I hope to see you in Dubai, and I hope to see you in the UK as well. Mr. Edward, thank you very much. And yeah, good night and have a great weekend. Cheers.